Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting of the Daviess County Fiscal Court to order. Today is Friday, July 25, 2025, and it's 12 noon. Just for those who might be watching or here in the audience, Commissioner Casson is joining us remotely as he's unable to be here in person. Commissioner Conder, if you would lead us in the prayer and the pledge, please.
Thank you, sir. If you would please. Dear Lord, on this day you've given us, it's a hot day, a hot week, a hot month, actually. We ask for these blessings on each and every one of us. The blessing of compassion, that many times in an angry society, an angry world, compassion sometimes struggles to punch through. For humility, that we are servant leaders, that we recognize what those words mean, that it's not about us, it's about your people. The blessing of kindness, so individuals know we care. And the blessing of love of all your people, each and every day. Please protect all of our first responders, especially those that are here, and their families. Their families that have to deal with them being gone and knowing when the alarm goes off that their loved one might be there. Protect them always. Finally, dear Lord, give us the blessing of entertaining angels unaware. Hebrews 13:2. Whenever we do that, all those that we don't know may be struggling. Give them peace and allow us to give them love. We ask this in your name. Amen. And now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome all of our first responders that are here. Appreciate you all taking a few minutes to join us. And Brooke, first item.
1. Consideration for presentation. A. Executive Order 06-2025, Solid Waste Working Committee.
This is a presentation. We won't be voting on this. Mr. Johnson, if you would.
Fiscal Court created 3 standing committees in the adoption of the fiscal year 25-26 Administrative Code, with their membership and composition to be accomplished by executive order. This is the executive order for the Solid Waste Working Committee, which will replace the Daviess County Solid Waste Environment and Education Panel, otherwise known as DC Sweep. This item does not require approval by the legislative body. However, it is included under consideration for presentation for inclusion in the permanent record.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next item, Brooke.
B. Executive Order 07-2025, Parks and Recreation Working Committee.
Mr. Johnson.
As with the prior item, this is the executive order for the Parks and Recreation Working Committee, which will replace the Daviess County Parks Board. Again, this item does not require approval by the legislative body, just entering it into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next item.
C. Executive Order 08-2025, Emergency Preparedness Working Committee.
So this is our last one. Go ahead again, Mr. Johnson.
Same as the 2 items prior. This is the executive order for the Emergency Preparedness Working Committee, which will focus on review of emergency plans and policies. Again, no approval required, just entering it into the record.
Thank you. Next item.
2. Consideration for approval. A. Minutes of July 10, 2025, Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. We've all had the minutes for a few days to review. Do I hear any additions, deletions, or corrections?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
B. All claims for all departments.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. These are all the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court. Are there any questions for Mr. Johnson? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
C. Treasurer's Report for June 2025 and final settlement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second, Mr. Johnson.
As of June 30th, 2025, total cash balance is $76,094,194.78. General fund balance is $47,210,150.11. Minus operating reserve and restricted funds, cash for general fund operations for fiscal year 25-26 is $37,437,628.25. Though the ending cash balance for the general fund may appear high, in the last court meeting, $6.3 million of transfers from the general fund were approved that will manifest in the July 2025 report, as is the normal fluctuation of fund activity. I've reviewed all account activity within the Treasurer's report that was adjusted throughout the month of June with budget transfers. All variances were normal and explainable. All funds operated for the fiscal year 24-25 within expected ranges outside of anomalies that I've already reviewed with court members. I'm pleased to report that the county ended the fiscal year in a strong financial position with little debt. The county's current total outstanding principal balance for all debt is $5.51 million, set to be reduced by $1.15 million in fiscal year 25-26. As to the beginning and ending balance changes for funds, which are operating surpluses or deficits, all were expected, minor, and or accounted for in budget transfers outside of the general fund. General fund had an operating surplus of $5.26 million. Approximately $3 million of that figure are projects that were not completed in the fiscal year that rolled over to the next. $1.45 million is state grant revenue for projects that have not yet started. $630,000 was a one-time deposit of the accumulated interest from the closure of the ARPA fund. The remainder is resultant from normal variability in revenue performance and efficiency initiatives by departments that materialized as savings throughout the year. In summary, after review of this activity, the county's tax structure is well balanced to cover approved operations, and we are well positioned for future known expenses. I have nothing else to report.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. If you would, just for sake of those who might be regular viewers of our meetings, explain for the public why we vote to accept the treasurer's report at this meeting, but all the other months we do not. It's simply a presentation.
Throughout the year, the treasurer's report is monthly. It is simply reported to the court for presentation. However, the final report, which is also a representation of the fourth quarterly, must be approved and accepted by the court by law.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor signify. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 D, amendment to the salary schedule for fiscal year 2025-2026, effective July 20 of 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
This amendment to the salary schedule contains a single change whereby grade F4 is being adjusted from a starting rate of $33.63 per hour to $31.98 per hour. The inspector position will be removed from grade F4 with the position of battalion chief in training taking its place. This change is to accommodate the replacement of Fire Inspector Keith Herm, the only position currently recorded in grade F4, whereby his replacement will start as a battalion chief in training in grade F4, and once all applicable training has been completed, the individual would be eligible for a promotion to battalion chief in grade F5. This is a slight restructuring for this tier of the fire department, whereby the end result will be 2 battalion chiefs, one for fire training, which is existing, and one for fire inspections and investigations. This change does not increase the number of employees in the fire department, but instead incorporates the replacement position into the leadership hierarchy. I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
E, statement of affiliation for Daviess County Search and Rescue.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson.
This is an annual affiliation agreement between Daviess County and Daviess County Search and Rescue. The document details the responsibilities of each party, as well as the order of operation and points of contact for events and deployment. Public Safety Director Jeremy Smith, legal, and I have reviewed it. No responsibilities have changed from prior years, and I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Only thing I want to say is I want to thank those who serve the volunteer on the search and rescue crew for doing what they do and for making themselves available and doing all the training they have to do to stay available. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
F, award bid number 2526-02, sidewalk and curb rehabilitation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson?
Management is recommending award to the lowest and best evaluated bids submitted by Rivertown Construction LLC in the total amount of $64,504.50 for the rehabilitation of sidewalks and curbs to meet current ADA standards in the Friendly Village subdivision. This rehabilitation is a requirement when completing infrastructure projects, and this subdivision is slated to be repaved during this year's paving schedule. There were no exceptions to the specifications. As a note, the project did come in slightly over budget. However, County Engineer Duper is confident he will come in under budget in other categories that will more than make up the differential. That said, sufficient budgeted funds remain to cover the cost. I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Commissioner Conder.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe the county engineer Duper may be able to address this question, but I know that the city for the longest time had a sidewalk program. And one of the biggest reasons why it was put in place was for liability purposes. That is, if somebody had a problem with a sidewalk, then if you called them up and said you wanted them to replace it, they would say, well, we'll look at the schedule and see what that is. And that was for liability. I'm assuming, do we have that similar program here, Engineer Duper, or do you know, please?
No, that's the difference between city and county. City maintains sidewalks, the county does not. The sidewalk is the responsibility of the property owner to maintain any issues that do not meet the American Disabilities Act standards. So the city has their program in place where they do maintain sidewalks, but it's done by the city with their municipal order they have for maintaining sidewalks. So two separate reasons for.
So it's a big difference between who's responsible for sidewalks, whether it be in the city or in the county, correct?
That's correct, yes.
We just want to make that very clear to the public that sidewalks sometimes can be an issue, but making sure that it is clear that in the county, sidewalks are the property owner's responsibility, correct?
That's correct. So if it's reported to me that a sidewalks needs to be repaired, then the property owner is notified that they have to make the necessary repairs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner Conder. Anyone else? Anyone from the public wish to speak to this item? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
G, award bid number 2526-05, aluminum box culvert project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
Management is recommending award to the only responsive bid submitted by Contact Engineered Solutions for the delivery and assembly of one aluminum box culvert for Baird Road at Rhodes Creek South in the amount of $106,500. This is a budgeted replacement for an existing bridge that is aging and in need of replacement. The purchase is also part of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Rules Secondary Bridge Program, whereby KYTC will reimburse 80% of the cost of the project. Contact Engineered Solutions is a known vendor. There were no exceptions to the specifications, and I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
I have a comment.
Commissioner Marksberry.
Thank you. Yes, I received a call on this area, and I just wondered what the time frame would be, possibly.
It's on our sheet.
Is this for Baird Road, correct?
Yes, I just wanted to.
The time frame we would be there in September.
September. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone from the public wish to speak to this item? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
H, award RFQ number 2526-11, Masonville Volunteer Fire Department, number 1, roof replacement project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson?
Management is recommending award to the lowest and best evaluated quote submitted by Herb Gibbs Construction Company in the amount of $15,127 for the replacement of the shingle roof of Masonville Volunteer Fire Station Number 1. This is a resultant project from the March 15th, 2025 hailstorm event. The cost of the repairs and replacement will be offset by insurance reimbursement. Herb Gibbs Construction Company is a known vendor. There were no exceptions to the specifications, and given that this unbudgeted project is covered in full by insurance proceeds, I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments in the court?
No.
Any questions or comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
I, award RFQ number 2526-12, Animal Control Unit Upfittings.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
This quote is for the outfitting of the new animal control units with emergency equipment, including blue emergency lights, MDT mounting stands, siren and light control boxes, directional arrow lighting, and consoles. It's the same as other sheriff units. Animal control officers are now designated as civil enforcement officers and now perform various essential functions for the Daviess County Sheriff's Office beyond that of animal control. These duties assist in certain non-hazardous law enforcement operations that require these packages on their vehicles. Such duties would include assisting in traffic control at major events and scenes, like, for example, wrecks where traffic is disrupted, and their presence can free up a firefighter or deputy sheriff that would otherwise be required to close the road. Management is recommending award to the lowest and best evaluated quote submitted by Tone 3 Emergency Upfitters in the amount of $17,845. There were no exceptions to the specifications. This expense was anticipated, and sufficient budgeted funds remain to cover the cost. I see no particular issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
J, dissolve the Daviess County Parks Board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
The Daviess County Parks Board was replaced by the Parks and Recreation Working Committee per Executive Order Number 7, 2025. Citizen members were simply transferred from the board to the new committee, with the committee having a more focused scope on review of operations and opportunities. I would recommend dissolution.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
K, dissolve the Daviess County Solid Waste Environment and Educational Panel.
Motion to approve.
Second.
You got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
The Daviess County Solid Waste Environment and Education Panel, or DC SWEEP, was replaced by the Solid Waste Working Committee per Executive Order 6, 2025. Again, citizen members were simply transferred from the board to the new committee, with the committee having a more focused scope on review of operations, litter abatement, and education. I would recommend dissolution.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
And I've failed to thank all those who have served on the Parks Board and also DC Sweep in the past. Thank you all for your service to our community. Any comments or questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
L, promote Quentin Pence to lieutenant effective July 20 of 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, and I'm assuming this is why all these first responders are here, but this is, I normally say y'all don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you're at the tail end. So Quentin, I want to congratulate you for your promotion, and thank you for your years of service to our community. Anyone else? And all those in favor signify by, and anybody out there want to say anything or no? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
M, promote Ryan Trunnell to battalion chief in training effective July 20 of 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to congratulate Ryan as well for his promotion. Also, thank you, sir, for your years of service, and thank you for your service on the volunteer side as well. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
N, promote Sam Henderson to lieutenant effective August 3rd of 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to congratulate Sam on your promotion. And again, thank you for your years of service to our community. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
O, accept retirement resignation of Brian Collins effective July 31st, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Want to congratulate Brian on his retirement. Also, they're having a going away dinner today, and we're missing it because they scheduled it up against our meeting. So I want to thank Brian for his years of service to our community. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
P, accept the retirement resignation of Keith Herm effective August 29th of 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Keith, I see you sitting back there. Thank you, sir, for your years of service to our community. I wish you a good retirement, sir. All those in favor, Commissioner Conder.
Thank you, Judge. Just everybody above on each one of the notes on all the promotions and the retirements and their families and the child. I love the children here. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you for all that you do each and every day. We prayed for you in the beginning of this meeting, but do know this, we pray for you every day, all the time. Thank you for all you do and all you will do. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Judge, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
On the same note, Keith, appreciate what you've done for Daviess County, and also I appreciate people in leadership positions that are willing to stay around and make sure they train their replacements. That's always a big role of leadership. And looking at the people who've been promoted over the last couple of weeks with Quentin and Ryan and Sam as well, they're able to move up into leadership positions because people like Keith don't. When they know that it's a good time for them to retire, best for their families and that kind of thing, they step away and let somebody else be able to take over the role. And that couldn't happen. You couldn't continue to train and get those the right people in the positions if we didn't work together like you do and make sure you train your replacement. So thank you guys for being such a good group of people to be able to promote, and also for knowing when it's time to find what else life has for you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
3, consideration for discussion. A, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court. There is none that I am aware of. B, public comments.
This is the part of our meeting where we invite anyone from the public to come forward, state your name and address for the record, and speak to any issue other than those that have already been covered on the agenda. Do I have any takers today? Seeing none, next item.
C, comments by Daviess County Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Marksberry, you're up first.
Oh, boy, thank you. You all have covered everything with the first responders and the fire department. I do want to thank you all for being here. I thank you for your hard work and for navigating some of the changes that you're going through right now in your department. And I'm just grateful for all of you, as well as all of our first responders. I think we have a great group of people, and we're very, very blessed here. The other thing I want to do is give a shout out to Jordan Rowe back there in the back. He's an awesome photographer. He has given a lot of joyful pictures and pleasure to a lot of people in our community by the photographs that he takes and he shares, and he goes to all these little areas and takes pictures of places that we all remember if we've been here long enough as children. It's very nostalgia. And I've heard from people that have moved away even, they just really enjoy that. So I would like him to make a public plea that we can make a book out of his photographs, if that's possible. I don't know how we could do it, but I'm sure it's easy to be done. So I think you do a great job, Jordan, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Caslin.
Yes, Judge, and thanks for Jordan making it able where I can be here still in Washington, D.C. I was able to come here to help support some things locally to bring ideas to Washington, D.C. to meet with our representatives and senators. to discuss things that go on in Davis County and to help get support from that, for those things from them. And I'm just appreciative that we're able to do those types of things. Appreciative to our leaders in our federal government as well with it.
Thank you,
And
Commissioner.
our chamber for putting it all, our chamber that put it all together.
They did an excellent job. So, Commissioner Conder.
Thank you, Judge. Just one maybe comment of clarification. On July 7th, Commissioner Castlin and Commissioner Marksberry and I attended a drainage meeting that was really an awesome deal to be put on and was referenced at an earlier meeting. But just to clarify, I've had a couple of farmers in particular just wanting to make sure that what was said during that meeting concerning their property that abates Panther Creek or any other creek, that they could, if it is their property, clean or pull out any type of blockage or anything else, that they could do that now. Is that what you heard, maybe Commissioner Marksberry or Chris, that is the case? Because I believe that's what I remember. And some of the farmers may be a little confused over that matter right now. So could either one of you maybe clarify that for me, please?
Chris, you want to go first?
Sure, Commissioner Conder, they gave us the detailed information about what those landowners need to know. You should have gotten a copy of that as well. If you could go through your emails and get what was either before that meeting or after it. But it gives the legal aspects of what they can do as far as when things come out of the ditches, if they're in the floodplain, what they need to do with the debris that comes out, also how much they can dig out. They can't just go in and cut it out, clear cut it, smooth it out, build berms, things like that. There's specifics to it. Yes, they do have the right to do the work in their ditches, but I recommend you email them that information you received and let them know what the specifics are, other than just a general comment that yeah, you can go do what you want to do.
Okay.
Commissioner Marksberry.
Yes, it's interesting you would bring that up because I just had a conversation with Senator Gary Boswell on the way in today to this meeting, and we were discussing how legislation may need to be changed at the state level to alter some of these rules and regulations that these farmers may be faced with and that the county might be faced with as well. If we're told we cannot go on private property unless it's for a public good, my argument is, well, if the road's getting flooded and people can't travel the road, if we could help that, that would be for the public good. And so they are going to work on that at the state level as well. And I just want everyone to know we are still going to continue to work on this. I think this entire court wants to work on this. And, it's just something that's going to take a little bit of time, but it's definitely still on everyone's radar and at the top of their minds. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Judge. And the reason for the question was, yes, the comments of the farmers, but sometimes, the guys that are out there working 14 hours a day, they really just want to know, what's the bottom line here? Tell me what I can and can't do, and let me move on. And that's where I think they're coming from. I will attempt to maybe condense that, maybe with Commissioner Castlin and Marksberry and the judges, just to say we are all on the same page of what all the people know and what they can and can't do, and to get that message out there, because sometimes it's a little conflicting. It's about playing that old game of telephone, and by the time you get to the other end of it, it's like, well, that's not even close to what was said. So hopefully we can get that clarified maybe in the next week or so, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And thank you, Commissioner Casson and Commissioner Marksberry. Anything else? Then it's my turn. I just want to announce that there's going to be it's a fundraiser called Pulling for Pieces. It's a tractor pull at the Daviess County Lions Club Fairground on August the 2nd. And encourage those who might be interested in tractor pulls or puzzle pieces, either one, to come out and support their effort. It's like I said, it's a fundraiser. It should be a good time for the family. I also want to mention the VFW Post 696 Honor Guard was recognized by the state of Kentucky for the notice I have says as the top honor guard for 23 through 25. And I just want to congratulate those guys. I know they take a lot of pride in their work. They do the gun salutes at veterans events and also at veterans funerals. I know when my father passed away, they were there. Also, when Chris's father passed away and was buried, they were there. And it's a very meaningful volunteer service that they offer to the community. And the fact that they were recognized statewide as the top honor guard for the year, I just want to congratulate them and thank them for that. The Daviess County Parks Department is having a Family and Farm Agricultural Day tomorrow, Saturday the 26th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Panther Creek Park. And Commissioner Conder, you mentioned the heat, but hopefully it's going to be a good day. And I know this is kind of like, I know we've had the Touch a Truck out there before, and that was a very successful event. And this is the first one that's strictly Farm and Agricultural Day. Hopefully that will be as big a success. It's sponsored in part, at least, by Daviess County Farm Bureau and the Daviess County Cooperative Extension Agency. Kind of on a somber note, I just want to express my condolences to the family of Gail Pedley. Some of you here in the fire service may be acquainted with Gail. He passed away. He was a volunteer, longtime volunteer with Stanley Volunteer Fire Department. Has served 52 years, and he was chairman of the board for 12 years. If you all recall, commissioners, since we've been on this court, we had a day where we recognized the folks out at Stanley. There were several of them that had served over 50 years, and Mr. Pedley was recognized that night. And just want to say God bless his family and keep them in your prayers, if you would. Is there anything else, Bert? Without further business, this meeting is adjourned.